What's up, guys? As you know, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. Now, you guys know the YouTuber lifestyle is pretty extravagant. Fast models, beautiful cars, and your buddy J-Reg here is no exception. Today, I thought I'd give you a taste of my life. This isn't my house, though. I don't have a house. I have an apartment down the street. Welcome to my humble abode. Let's take a little tour. So, as you can see, I think the first thing that your eyes are probably drawn to is the fact that the ceiling is coming undone. Just kind of an inexplicable, an inexplicable area where I can see the ceiling, and if I listen up there, I can actually hear the people above me when they're above me talking. So that's cool. It's like we're really connected. So what do we got here? There's these inexplicable horse heads that have been that are like on the wall. I guess that was a cool thing in the 50s later. So you may notice, how are these tennis rackets hanging from the wall? Did I perhaps put some nails in there? No, that's the other thing about this house. There's just nails. There's nails everywhere. Like, look at this. What's this doing here? There's just a nail here. Like, look at this, okay? There's a nail hole here. Someone drilled a nail in there. Nail in there. Nail in there. There's a nail up here. Oh, I can pull this one out, see? But I gotta put it back, you know. I don't want to disturb its natural resting place. And are you even allowed to do that in an apartment you don't own? Just drive nails into the wall? So here we have my my YouTube plaque. As you can see, it's hanging a little crookedly on the wall. Now, why is that, you ask? Well, it's because there's another nail here. There's another nail here, see? And there wasn't two nails, so when I'm hanging up my plaque, it's got to be a little crooked. Otherwise, and you know, keep in mind, we haven't drilled a single nail into this hole here. So I'm just making do with the nails that are already in the place. So that's a lot. There are a lot of nails here. All right, now we head towards the kitchen. So as you can see, there's the famed trash heap that I keep underneath the kitchen. And now I know what you're thinking. Why are you keeping your bananas on this chair on the wall? Well, I also keep my avocados here. If you're wondering why there's a chair on the wall, the answer is because there was space. And also because, look at how many chairs there are here. I've got a chair here, and that's on top of the 3 chairs I got here. There's like 8 chairs in this place, and I'm a single man. So let me show you what's in this cupboard over here. Just a bunch of this. All this stuff was here when I got here, and we haven't moved it. And there's just this layer of grime. There's this layer of grime just everywhere. Like, I don't know how many years this stuff has been here, but probably over 20. I just took out a book from here. I didn't even know there was books here. Look at this. What's on this book? What's on this book? There's a calendar. There's a calendar here. I've just found this in my cupboard, which apparently I've never looked in my cupboard. That's the thing. 1986. 1986. Jesus Christ. Speaking of which, Jesus Christ. The way we keep this closed, because otherwise this door just keeps open. We have just this. I keep saying we. My roommate has moved out, so it's just me now. I keep saying we, but it's just me. It's just me now. It's just me. So over here, you can see there's a ball of plastic attached to the wall. And you know what? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm going to take this down and throw it out. If you look really close at the floorboards, you'll notice that there's all these like cracks in the floor where dirt collects, and it makes it like extremely difficult to actually clean, because all the dirt's collected between the cracks of the floorboards. Also, check out this floorboard. It's like, like, it's not even there. Also, what's going on with this floorboard? That's what I want to know. It's just like pretending to be in place. Oh my god. Holy shit. So, are you telling me, oh my god. What the fuck? Bro. Holy shit. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. This requires some investigation. So this floorboard was over here. So I took this out of the way. And then there's another floorboard that's removable. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm almost positive that's where the rats come from. Look at this. Look what's all over. Like what is this? What's going on? Can I remove this? It's fucking wet. It's wet and slimy. Like, what's wet? What's wet down here? I don't get it. Yo, there is 1000% rats down there. I can't see the bottom. What the fuck?
I genuinely don't want to know what that is.
I can't even put the floorboards back properly. Ay, ay, ay. I wish I could unsee what I just saw. My place has character. As do the rats. The rats also have character. Not even really sure what this residue is. The water's undrinkable, which is very unusual for Canada. But as you can see, like after I filter out the water, there's all these weird plastic balls that show up in my water supply. So if I just drank the water unfiltered, that's what would happen, which is why I need this water filter, which filters out all these plastic balls. I mean, I don't know what this is. I think it might be like some kind of metal deposit in pipe. I really don't know. It's probably not healthy. The radiators are always blasting heat. It's always extremely dry. And what's great about the heating is it's 3 or 4 days delayed. So if it gets really cold one day, then it'll start heating. But then if it warms up the next day, it'll take 3 or 4 days to adjust. So it'll be blasting heat when it's really hot, or it won't be blasting heat at all when it's really cold because it was hot 3 or 4 days ago. We've been thinking about putting a flag up here. I keep saying we. I forget I'm alone now. One thing about the fridge is that if you leave any produce in the fridge, it'll typically mold like 10 times faster than it normally would. So like if you leave, for example, I don't know, like a tofu out after you take it out of the packaging and you leave it in the fridge, it'll mold in like a day. In a day it'll definitely go bad. You know, if you leave milk in the fridge uncovered for like a day, that milk is dead. It's dead milk. Also of note, this there's a plate in between the doors of the fridge and the freezer that's just like scalding hot. Why is this fridge hot? That's what I want to know. Up here we have various tea and tea cups from the last tenant. And I don't know, it seems like they haven't been moved in decades, so I'm not going to touch them. Here's the sink. As you can see, there's just some inexplicable blackness that radiates this odd odor, and it's actually truly quite disgusting. I often spray it with bleach and scrape the blackness off, but then it comes back. You may notice I've put down these white towel things because if you pull them up, you'll notice that it's just very dirty underneath. And rather than try to scrape off the dirt, I just put something over it. Now, as you can see through here, we have a lovely view of my neighbor's apartment, and a fire escape, and that's about it. I can see a lovely view of a brick wall. But let's see. Let me open this up. It makes that sound every time I open it. These two burners were broken when I got here, so I just used these two burners. These outlets right here, these are the only 3-pronged outlets in the whole apartment. The rest are 2 prongs. Like, they don't have the grounding thing in it. So we have to plug basically everything, all electricity in the house comes from stuff attached to these outlets that have been brought and connected throughout the rest of the apartment through extension cords and stuff. One time, we blew out all the electricity in this room by plugging in the microwave, which is why the microwave is off right now. By plugging in the microwave and then also plugging in a blender at the same time. That was apparently too much for this poor outlet, and it short-circuited. Another fun fact about these plugs here. When we got here, they were actually painted over. So the paint made it impossible to plug anything in here. So we had to take a knife and we had to put it into the outlet to scrape away the paint so that we could try to fit an outlet in there. Alright, now we go into the bathroom. There is this black stuff that coats my bathtub, making me never basically want to take a bath. And then, as you can see here, there's more layers of dirt. Yeah, just some grime. Some grime on the bathtub. And now we get to the toilet, and as you can see, some more grime around the toilet. And then check out the sink. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's probably dangerous. It's probably rust. I think I have tetanus now just poking at it. And of course we keep all of our toilet rolls. Again, I say we. That was my roommate. I'm all alone now. I'm probably just going to recycle those. You know, when my roommate was here, it made the insanity of this place seem a lot less insane, because I was with somebody else who was also experiencing that insanity and not seeing it as insane. Because the two of us, we were both pretty much okay with this place. Like, we were both pretty much... It didn't really bother us the way things were. We were happy with it. We kind of liked the vibe. But now that I'm alone, I mean, it goes from being a dream you're sharing with somebody to just sort of like a fever dream you're experiencing by yourself. All right, now we're heading into the main room. As you can see, I've got a fan. It's clearly a little unstable. At some point it'll come crashing down, blast through the floorboards. Here we have a closet. This is the closet that we threw everything that we didn't know what to do with in. Oh snap, there's an ironing board here. I don't have an ironing board. That would actually be kind of useful. I have not ironed a single one of my clothes in the last 2 years. People often ask me, Greg, do you feel like living in filth is affecting your mental state? And I say, what filth? I guess part of the reason everything's like this is because I just, you know, I've changed everything that I seek to change, and everything that's left how it is just how it is. So there used to be a television here, but it was my roommate's. You know, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this space. Maybe I'll make it into a stage, huh? Ah, Othello. Fortissimo. But yeah, I mean, a stage is way better than a TV. Or maybe I'll just get a TV. When I came home today, I sort of expected to see him here, and I forgot that he was gone. He's gone, and some other people are gone too. It's kind of like reaching for a limb that's not there anymore. So as you can see, there aren't any doors here. So the door to this bedroom, we ended up having to... We basically nailed some nails to the wall here, and then we put up this drape. There's wires that have to run from the kitchen over here that we plug basically every 3-pronged thing in. There's also just like inexplicable trash left from the last tenant. Like, that's a toaster oven. It doesn't work. Hasn't been touched in like 15 years. We don't really know how to dispose of it or if we even can. So over here is where I used to have my standing desk. And by standing desk, I mean I stacked these boxes up so that they were like the height of my eyes, and then I would put my laptop on there. Fun fact about the deck. So it's a wooden deck. For the first year that we were here, there would be a guy upstairs, and he would always be screaming at whoever he was living with, going, "Ah, yeah, 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 yeah." And he had a dog, and he would let the dog just piss on the deck, and the piss would drip from the upper deck onto the lower deck, which was our deck. So we would never be able to go out of the deck, and sometimes we'd just hear the dog pissing on our deck. And it would be quite annoying, but I think he's gone now. There's a list of ideas that I've been keeping track of, although it's a pretty outdated list at this point. Damn, what a great paint job. It just gave up. And there's my bed that takes up probably more than half the real estate of my room. So what I normally do when I'm filming is I put the camera over here, and then I set up a light maybe over here. I have a lamp over here, and as you can see, great lighting, no shadows whatsoever, perfect setup. I don't actually have one comforter. I have 4 small blankets, and I just throw the blankets over myself and make do. Sleep is great because then I get to pretend like I'm dead. I think when I turned 23, I tried to make like a calendar for myself so I could make sure every day was used importantly. I think I lasted like a month and a half, and then I lost interest, and now the whole thing is outdated and useless. Alright, let me show you my very sophisticated standing desk setup, alright? Put my laptop up here. Perfect. And then if I want to sit down, I sit down. Great. This is actually a new addition. I got a closet recently, so I can actually store my costumes and stuff. That's cool. I should have actually done this video like 3 weeks ago, because before it was all like just scattered over there. It was just like there was just like a sea of just random garbage on the ground everywhere. Basically all over here was just cardboard boxes and costumes strewn about the ground. Now a lot of people ask, you know, Greg, obviously you can afford a standing desk. Why don't you just buy a standing desk? And then that question kind of spirals out into the larger question of, Greg, why do you live here? What's going on? What's going on, buddy? Why do you choose to do this to yourself?
I don't really see any reason to move out. The rent is pretty cheap.
You may notice it's completely pitch black right now, and that's because the light over there is burned out. I've stacked some chairs. Over there. You see that? I'm gonna get on those chairs and I'm gonna change that light bulb, even though I don't really know how to take off a dome. So let's bear with me here. No. Okay. So this light's been burned out for like 4 months, and the only reason I'm changing it is because of this house tour video. So the only reason I'm improving my life situation is because it's YouTube content now. Oh my god. I have no fucking clue how these light fixture things work. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Base also rotates. So what you need is something with grip, mainly something that is rubber here. So I have these utility gloves, and
Alright, I've been informed I need utility gloves. So here's the first thing I should tell you about the place I live in. It's like always extremely hot. Like the heaters are just always going. So right now, just the act of turning this around with this hoodie on is making me kind of sweat. Alright, I don't think this is gonna fucking work, but let's see. I'm really not a handyman. I'm like the opposite of a handyman. I don't think I fixed a single thing in my life. So, I mean, this is a relatively easy thing to do, but I'm still quite confused. Okay, counterclockwise. So clockwise would be this way. Counterclockwise would be that way. Alright. So I somehow have to hold this in place and rotate it. This doesn't make any fucking sense. One thing I should say is, like, this is ancient. This apartment is like 60 years old, 70 years old. So when I try to rotate this, it's like it hasn't been moved in such a long time that it's like something is breaking as I'm undoing this. Whenever I try to unscrew a light bulb in this house, the light bulb has been in the socket for so long that the light bulb breaks off in the socket as I'm unscrewing it, and you can just see the wire, like the filament of the light bulb, unravel as I'm taking it out. I'm supposed to hold this and pull down. What the fuck? I'm not sure this has been taken off in like 20 years. And the reason for that is because this hasn't been used very much, this place. It's very interesting seeing the ceiling up here. I mean, there's just cracks in the ceiling basically everywhere. And it looks like it was relatively newly painted, so like there's another layer of paint just clearly visible underneath it. I think the trick is to pull down at the same time, right? I'm realizing now that the light is on, so if this drops off, there's going to be a current passing through it. I don't know if that matters. I don't have the energy to go back down and back up, so let's just see what happens. So here's what we got. Light fixture defeated. Every time I get up here, it's like a 10% chance I'm gonna fall. Okay, I have a light bulb. Thank goodness. See, what normally happens is I take off the light bulb, and then this part of the light bulb inexplicably breaks off within the socket. And I think it's just because the light bulbs just haven't been replaced in a really long time. I don't think I'm gonna put the light fixture back up. I really don't think I need it. Hey. Hey, would you look at this? I have a whole new room to shoot in now because my roommate moved out. So I've got one full room more of real estate and one less reliable source of human connection now that my roommate has left me and I'm all alone here. Let's do an ad read. Today's video is brought to you by a disc plate. A disc plate. Disc plate sends you cool, sleek little designs. You can pick them out at the Disc Plate website. There's all sorts of different ones you can choose from. We must rekindle a fire of idealism in our society. Because when you think of Joe Biden, you think of idealism. Okay, so here's how you do it. You put this protective leaf magnet down, and then you put the magnet on. Bada boom, simple as. But by far the best design I found was this one. I want gay married couple to be able to protect, and then there's nothing here. In an free America that's not in, well, hashtag AR. Now this is going on my wall. Yes. With these cool new plates on my wall, I'm decorating this empty room that my roommate left me. I won't lie. This is definitely me when I descend into materialism to avoid thinking about my lack of community. He's gone and it's just me now. And all I have is these plates to keep me company. But you'll keep me company, won't you, plates? It's almost like our collective sense of purpose has been displaced by materialism. Let me show you something. You see this guy? He likes these things. He likes this pop culture stuff, right? And he buys things that reflect his interest in the pop culture stuff. He could be you. If you, like me, want to take advantage of those sweet, sweet Black Friday sales to avoid thinking about some personal issues, go to my tracking link in the description. It's a pretty good gift. Everyone I showed it to said it looked cool. So if you're interested, use the tracking link. You'll get a sale until December 3rd. Ciao.